Hey guys, it's Shy with Bias in Transit. I am dropping this little clip at the beginning of episode 2 for a few reasons, so bear with me and we'll jump right into the episode. So, this episode, there was a few kinks. Definitely still worth the watch and the listen though, and just bear with us with this one and only episode for these kinks. Um, For those of you that have watched episode 1, you know that Keely and I are long distance besties, hosting this K pop cast long distance. And so some things just don't always go the greatest. There's a few crash outs in between the process of recording to here. And we may have had a few technical difficulties. I spent hours yesterday just trying to do the export and everything in between. Like, it just wasn't happening. And the one way that we were able to get this to happen, we may have the slightest bit of a lag. And at this point, we were like, you know what? We're just going to roll with it, take the tiniest L on this episode, and get it out. That way we're not too behind on schedule, because we have come to the conclusion that Sundays are our posting days. And hopefully you guys still love the episode. There was some really good stuff in there. All issues have been resolved, for sure. We've already filmed other episodes, started into the editing process. Everything is going so smooth. Problems are fixed. So this is the one and only episode that we're struggling with. We were also on very much of a time crunch because Keely wasn't feeling all that great this week. Very, very busy with work as well. I, foreshadowing moment, had surgery this week, and so everyone was just kind of like really, you know. But anyways, enough of me yapping about the adventure this episode has been, and let's get into it.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to Bias in Transit.
The K-pop cast hosted by your long distance besties.
I'm Keely,
I'm Shay.
and today's episode we are going to be talking about, drumroll please,
한 번도 나에게 질문가
us.
You've arrived at your destination.
I feel like the last episode, obviously that wasn't what we originally wanted to be, like our first episode, but obviously the album dropped. We wanted to get it out there, so that's why we did it. So you learned a little bit about us, but not a lot. So we wanted to kind of get on here and just talk a little bit more in depth about us, our biases, our favorite groups, why we love K-pop, all the things in between.
And with that being said, you're also probably wondering why the very choice outfits.
Yeah.
We felt like with talking about us today, we also wanted to bring some of our own bias energy to the podcast because we all have biases. And we also have alt biases.
Mm-hmm.
And so you're more than welcome to guess who you think our bias is based on how we dressed. And maybe we should wait to tell them.
Yeah, we can tell them at the end.
Yeah, just see if they guess it.
But we did, however, surprise each other with said outfits.
We
So
did.
we're going to go ahead and insert that clip now. All right, on the count of 3.
Right.
I'm going to. Okay, you ready?
Yep.
1, 2, and 3.
Oh, smash!
I love it.
I'm 5.
But yeah, that was our outfits. I think it was a good pull, good move.
Yep.
I think it radiates a lot of fun energy.
Me and my mom are gonna have a talk about the clothes she picked out for me because I'm 5.
Yeah, and I don't know why I exactly went 100% this route, but I think for my bias, it's probably one
It's
of my favorite looks.
it's
So
serving.
thank you. Me and my fake hair extensions. I really have red streaks in my hair, but I just thought they looked cool.
Okay. So do you want to tell us why your bias is your bias?
So my bias. I found it my bias and my alt bias and my alt group are the same. And I found it all. It was like one fatal swoop. It's what not only one got me into K-pop, but it's also when I found my bias. Because 9 times out of 10, let's be real, your bias kind of picks you. I think I've said that in the last episode. And so I was watching a TikTok at it, and I remember this man coming up on my screen, and I was like,
Oh, hi.
"Who is this beautiful specimen?"
Who are you?
And so, obviously, led me to finding his group. And then I listened to some songs, one in particular, and I was like, oh, this is a bop. And then yeah, it was like one fatal swoop, just like a domino effect. And then that's how I got into K-pop was him and then finding the group, and then here I am. So what about you?
Okay. So I got into K-pop a little bit different, and it was you forced me by light stick of please love K-pop with me so we can go to these concerts together. And so I remember I come home and I get on TikTok of all places, and I'm like, okay, K-pop groups. Literally what I typed in my search bar. And my alt band was the first band I come across. And I had heard and remembered this group from the previous effect that I had had, you know. Um, and I think everyone that listens to this group has that same effect. However, that person is not my bias. Because, I'm going through all of them and I'm watching the videos and I'm like, they all have like such different, like very, very different personalities, very like unique. And one just happened to stick out to me. And I think it was a specific solo song that they had done with another member that was very,
Wow, that's actually pretty spicy.
very red light era. Very nice. And then and then there was this one edit, and I remember the one like gray contact, and I was like, oh, hold on, because I'm gonna need to dig just a little bit more. And then here we are. Here we are. We're
Here
five.
we are. Um, you also went really heavy with K-pop Demon Hunters.
Dude,
Went really heavy with
absolutely.
it. Yeah,
Absolutely. I still jam out K-pop Demon Hunters. Are you kidding me?
it's so great. Honestly, I'm so glad that it's getting so big, and at the same time, like I am really glad it's happening and like K-pop is getting the recognition that it deserves, but also at the same time, like it's getting so many like more new people into K-pop and into the groups that I like, and I'm like, oh my God, tickets are gonna be so hard to get for future concerts. Like I'm gonna be fighting people in the queue.
Listen, it's the way that I have been listening. Because like your alt band, like I have their music. But the one song that you were like, have you heard it? Have you listened to it? You got to listen to it. I have been like, every chance that I get, I'll play it because I'm like, I have to know it word for word so that we can do this together the right way. And I finally got it unlocked. Got it unlocked. The K-pop Demon Hunters. I think the reason I was so into that is because I'm not a fan. Oh my God, so many people are not gonna like me because of this. I'm not a fan of Disney movies. I just I don't know. I don't know if I got put on them too much like growing up, or I don't know. To me, they seem very cliche because it was
Like
always
the
like,
animated style of movies.
yeah, yeah, it was very cliche. And then like everyone had like their Frozen moment where it was like, let it go, let it go, let it go. And I'm just like, no. And I was like, this is the first like animated movie that had like an like a decent storyline. It
Mm.
was not a happy ever after, and like the music was actually decent. So I was like, okay, like if I'm gonna jam out to something with my kids and it's kid friendly, like it's gonna be this. But at the same time, I was trying to like deep dive more into like the bands and stuff like that. And then I think it was the day I found my alt bias is like I'd realized how long I'd been sitting on my phone and I messaged you and I was like, what have you done? Because like that's all my reels, everything had turned into. I'm not mad about it.
And like, I feel what we should do now is like everyone right now go comment. Who do you think our bias is? Who do you think our old bias is? Whatever you want to call it. And comment who you think it is now. And then now we reveal it so we can actually like full on instead of just being like your old group and your old bias. And then because there's so much I think we could talk about. And we can just go ahead and spill it instead of making them wait till the very end of the video.
You guys guess it?
Did you guess it? Did you guess Grand Duke of the North? Okay, obviously, San, Atis, that is my old bias, and Atis is my old group, and I'm really happy they're both in the same group.
Same thing kind of applies for me. My alt bias is Bang Chan, and my alt group is Stray Kids.
I'm five.
It's so opposites, but it's so funny.
I love it though, and like, there's like a bunch of lore right now with the music video, so there's like a possible collab between the two, maybe.
I seen
So
that
let me.
with the hourglass
Yeah,
on the
yeah,
desk.
yeah. So if that happens, we will lose. We will lose it. I know that much. So
What if that's their next tour and why they haven't announced for 2026? You telling me like I have an audio playing in my head. I can't say it though.
I
At
wish
the same time.
if they came out and did that, the world would shatter. Like literally, the world would shatter. I would love that,
Yeah.
absolutely. And there is a very slight possibility that something like that could happen. However,
I think the wall would actually break.
yeah, yeah, the wall would be broken,
Hmm.
and we would be standing there watching it happen.
Yep.
Fun fact, actually, we want to like for whatever first concert we go to together, we want to do Rumi and Zoe from K-pop Demon Hunters do that full cosplay. And we think that would be so much fun for them to look out and be like, and us just being like, we watching you.
You screwed up my Han Moon. Give it back.
Give it back. But yeah, no, that's kind of like that's what we want to do. That's where we're going with everything. I think like my three top favorite groups are obviously a tease. And this is not to say I don't love other groups, but I say that most I listen to a tease, Stray Kids, and One Us. That's probably the three right now. Um, I saw a tease live in concert this past July, and it was insane. Like probably one of the most fun concerts I've ever been to. And like the first time I think I've actually ever experienced post-concert depression for the first time in my life. Like literally for 2 days after, I was just genuinely so sad because it's like, what do you mean that it's over? Like I just sat down at my seat. Like what? And it's also like that moment of like, I'm literally breathing the same air as all of them. Of all of them. Like we're switching air right now.
Yeah, it's like
You know
they're
what I mean?
not on the screen. They're actually like in front of me.
Literally. And I remember seeing the song come out and I just lost it. I was like,
Universe. Blah, blah, blah. Proper name, place name, backstory stuff.
and so that
You didn't have a voice the next day.
I did not. And a lot of that was because Mingy kept making us bark for him. And that is a whole other ball game on its own.
So you bark.
I did. It was the summer I barked at man. I can't lie. Because I literally a month later went to see One Us in concert and I did the same thing. No voice.
Dude,
Yeah.
your One Us concert ended up being so good too. Like your seating and everything.
Like I remember like when I booked the tickets, like you can kind of like see a view from like where that for that particular venue, you can actually see your seat view. Like it literally pulls it up live.
Mhm.
And so I clicked it and I was like, oh, that looks like a pretty decent, like, but we were like farther back from the stage, but he was like ground floor and like you're like close to the stage, but not like right there, you know? And so I was like, this looks like so much fun. And so I was like, screw it, I'm getting them. Like tickets weren't that expensive for that area. And so I got them. And me and my friend Jenny, we get there and we're like asking the person, like, where do we need to go? Whatever. And they're like, okay, you're gonna go down there and then you're gonna take a right. And we're like, okay. And then she's like, then the next person will tell you to go from there. We're like, great. And so we go down and it's getting closer and closer to the stage. And we're just like looking at each other, like, what's going on? And then showed that lady and she was like, okay, 1 second, I have to get one like another person to take you this way. And I'm like, what is this venue? First of all, I'm scared. And then about that time he comes up and he's like, where's your tickets? And I'm like, great. And I show him, he's like, perfect, you're gonna be over here on this row. And he starts walking in front, like right, I'm not kidding, like here here is like the stage, probably like this, and then like I'm not kidding, like this is how close we were walking past the stage. And we were like, there's no barricade, nothing. Like we were just, and Jenny looks over at me and she's like, I can see their water bottle sitting there with straws in them. And I'm like, that's the first thing she says. And then I look at Jenny, I was like, Jenny, we need a picture, we need a picture, we need a picture. Because the guy's talking to me now. So I'm like hitting Jenny. So Jenny flies around with her phone and she's like, and then so we just have like a random picture. I'll have to see if she can send it. But like of us walking, like how close the stage was to us and like where we were. And so we get to our seats, and I'm not kidding. Like we're like right like close to the aisle, and then we're like right there, like stages right there in front of us. And so we weren't as far back as I thought we were. And then we were both sat down and we were like, what do we do? We've never been this close ever to the stage. Like, what do we do? And yeah, it was a really fun night. My bias was like literally right there at us. And I freaked out at one point and like he was like leaning over to all of the people right there where we were and like doing hand hearts with everybody. So like I'm screaming and I'm recording and I literally I'm gonna drop the picture right now. Um and I just remember him looking up and then smiling and I was like, oh my God, he looking at me. But like my whole thing is like, and this happened not once but twice because he kept coming to our side a lot. And so I was so happy for that because we got so many interactions with him. And the others came there too, but like him and oh, who was it? Sean? I think it was no, it was Honig, I think. They both kept coming to our side a lot. And so they were interacting with a lot of us on our side. And I think it was because we were kind of farther out on the end there by the stage, but we were still by the stage where they could still interact. And I think that's why they were trying to make us feel more included than the versus the people who's just right there in the front, which I 100% appreciated so, so much. And I don't even know. At one point, he was smiling and he was holding his microphone and he was standing there. And you can't have that Delulu moment to be like, oh, he's looking at me. And I know he's looking at me. So I'm like, and so I smile and he smiles. And then I smile bigger and then he smiles bigger. And then I tilt my head and then he tilts his head. And I was like, oh my God. I remember smacking Jenny and Jenny's in my ear because she saw it too. So she's like, and I had a fangirl moment and he laughs and walks off. And I'm like, I done ruined it because I acted crazy. But 10 out of 10. And of course, I was not recording at this time either. The only time I was recording when he looked at me was like the second time he came around.
Which was so funny because I seen you posting like on your Snap story, like some of their clips and stuff like that. And I was like, oh my God, how was it? Like, I need to know. And your first message was like, you need to tell me if I'm being Delulu or not right now. And then you were like, because I swear he looked at me. And so I watched the video and I'm like, okay, I seen a glance. And then your screenshot and he's like locked eyes. I was like, you know what, girl? You are not Delulu at all. You have it.
Delulu supports Delulu.
Absolutely.
That's what we're here for.
Mhm.
Yeah.
'Cause
So
listen, don't think I won't spend the money for some barricade tickets to water gun fight some of these stray kids, okay? And okay, I seen this clip. It was Lino, right? And it every time I watch it, it has me in tears. And it's because he looks out and he sees a stay who's like crying because she's like so happy. And he goes, and then leans back and starts laughing.
Into
at them crying. And I'm like, Ricky, when I catch you, Ricky, I want to bring a water gun. I want to have a water gun fight. But who's to say I need them to fight me back so that it also hides the fact that I'm crying because you can't see tears if I'm, getting drenched with water.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
I have yet to experience a K-pop concert yet, but we will very soon. I'm 100% banking on it. Like I'm prepping for that.
Same. We are saving. There's so many already happening from 26. Jackson Wang's coming. BTS is doing their world tour. Stray Kids is rumored to have a tour.
I think they're gonna have one more comeback before they drop a tour.
It wouldn't surprise me. They need a rest. They
Yeah.
really do. They need a lot of rest. But yeah, so that's a rumor going around. I think P1 Harmony, they are currently touring, are they not?
Yeah.
One Verse is doing their tour, I think
I've seen it.
2026. Yeah.
I've seen it and I'm trying to look for dates. I haven't got them yet because I was just watching, I think I was watching Kenny's live, not last night, but the night before.
But I'm like, ever since having that like close-up experience at One Us's concert, I will 100% never do nosebleeds again. I did nosebleeds for a tease. And when I say nosebleeds, I mean my head was about to hit the ceiling of that arena. But I still went and I still bought those tickets and I did not care. I had the time of my life. It was so much fun. All the people around me were so much fun. And I think that's what's so much fun about K-pop concerts.
I want to purchase us one of the Insta 360 cameras for when we go to these concerts because I want not just the footage of them on stage, but I want your reaction to up close and personal in your fantasy.
Dude, if I could have done their In Your Fantasy tour up close, I probably wouldn't be here today. I'd probably be dead. I probably would have died there at the arena from like my heart giving out. I don't know what else to say.
I feel like you would have glitched out and you would have locked eyes and been like, I'm sorry, I'm bashful.
I didn't know. I'm bashful. But yeah, no, I want to do like send off and all of that for whatever one I did. Cause like I was like so close. I mean, I was so close to getting VIP tickets for One Us. And I was like, I'm gonna do it. We're gonna meet them or whatever. But I'm shy. I'm bashful. And like I'm one of those people that's like, I want to win. Like people are like, I want to win a fan call. Not me.
Why not?
I'm scared. I'm scared. I don't
Well,
know. What am I supposed to do?
All of the above.
I'm telling you right now, you sitting in like if this is okay. For example, your sign, right? Paper comes up. This is gonna be me. Hi.
And then you know what Saul's gonna be like? He's gonna be like, you know you're pretty, right? Because I've seen how he talks to everybody. I have seen it.
He's smooth with it. He is.
He is. And
My
then
favorite one is him. And he's talking to some girl at a fan signing, and she's like sitting across from him, and he's like, what does he say? Or she's like sitting back. She's nervous, obviously. It's freaking San sitting in front of her. And he's like, why are you far away? Why are you so far away? I want to see you. And she's like, whatever. Like, don't talk to me like that. And so he like gets in closer and she was like tweaking out. And I would be too. But like he's just smooth with it. He's smooth with it. He's like, don't be nervous. Why are you nervous? And he's like, this is our time. And I'm like, tell me that. You told me that this is our time.
I watched a fan call. Because Bang Chan goes by like a bunch of different names, right? And so like some people call him Chan, Channy, Chris, whatever. And he gets on this fan call and the girl says one of his names and she was like, are you okay with that? And he's like, oh yeah. He's like, you can call me that. You can kind of call me, whether it be this or that. And she was like, okay, well, what do you prefer? He's like, Chan's fine. He's like, or you can call me baby. And I was like, that would have sent me because you hear the girl go, whoa. It was like she had that moment where she was like, oh no. I'm so scared right now.
And you know who also is smooth with it on fan calls and even like send offs and stuff? Freaking Mengi.
Yeah, I watched them.
I'm like, and it's getting to the point where we're all like, Mengi, calm yourself because you can be talking to us like this. We don't know how to act.
Who was it? I think it was him. Somebody said something about you're so handsome. And he was like, "Oh, I like your smile." And she was like, "Oh, stop it." Like, she was like, "Don't, you can't tell me that." And he was like, "No, I like pretty girls." And then he just walks off, and this girl's like having like a fit. She's having a full breakdown. She don't know what to think.
Recently was he's at one of the send-offs and he's like signing stuff and she's like, Mangy, you're bad. Like, you're so bad. And then he like looks up and he's like, hey, or my bad girl, you're my bad girl. And I'm like, Mangy,
Yeah,
Mangy.
he knows what he's doing.
And he knows. And so like that took I was like, and everybody in the comments was like, someone come get him because he's gonna make someone die from a heart attack.
So we talked about our bias and how we ended up with them, and our groups. So I feel like now we would be a good time to cover like our bias personality, like what we've seen of it, like what really sticks out for us to like really like and stick with that alt bias.
I think at least for me personally with Son, I feel like he has like obviously he has different personalities. Like you have your on stage presence and then you have your off stage presence, and his are so drastically different. And I love that about him. Like on stage, he's very like
Darling, can I be your favorite? I'll be your girl that you tasted. I know what you want, you just take.
very Grand Duke of the North. He's very much in the, he's quite literally serving, you know. Um, he's very sexified, everything else on stage. We love that. He looks great. But off stage, he's just like a little baby. And I love that. Yeah, I love that. He's so sweet and caring and so considerate. And he has a very soft side to him. And that's something that stuck out with me from the beginning with him. And so I love being able to see both sides. Obviously, the softer side's probably my favorite just because, like, I just literally want to hug him. Like, he's so sweet. And, like, with the group in general, this quite literally this song, or This House Ain't a Home, um, it's it's one of those songs that, like, kind of points how they've kind of shaped their fandom. And it's like this physical home, like that's not your home. Like they are our home type feel. And so they've always been very like Hong Jun, for example, our captain. Um, the way he is with his members, and he's so caring and constantly looking out for them and shaping them to be like the best version of themselves, and the emotion that he always carries with him, like that alone is one of the things I love about the group. Like you can just tell they all respect each other and love each other, and they know how to have their playful moments and their fun moments, but they also know how to be respectful and keep that line, yeah, there's like a few songs that probably mean a lot to me from them. Obviously that was one of them. Not enough, enough is another one. And that one's kind of like a little pep talk, kind of like a keep going type song. Like you got this, like don't look back, you never know what kind of lies ahead. And I love that song. I remember blaring that the next day after their concert, and I was like crying behind my steering wheel, like, is it really over? Like, and so it's just I don't know. I just love them because they are my home and they make me feel safe and give me something to escape. And to me, they are the definition that music can still feel like magic. So I love that for them.
I really like the way you said that. It's really nice.
Thank you. Thank you.
Obviously with my alt bias, I feel like I relate a lot to his personality in a sense because he is the lead of Stray Kids, but he doesn't come off as the lead. And he was asked in an interview, why is it, you're the lead of Stray Kids? Why are you always set yourself in the back when it comes to like any of the routines or anything like that? And he was like, well, those are my kids. And he says he's the dad of 7 kids. He's like, those are my kids. He's like, so I want to be able to have view of all of them and know that what's happening is going well, that they're okay, and that I can see them if they need anything. And I really like that because I feel like when it comes to friendships, friend groups, I feel like I tend to be that person. I don't want to be like front and center all the time. I don't want everything like on me, but I want to be the one to push everyone to like go forward and like have that view that I can like cheer them cheer him on and things like that. And I see that a lot. I see there's clips of, he's off the side of the stage, they're doing their dances and whatever else, and he's not on just yet, but he's got his phone out and he's taking pictures and videos of all the stray kids. And I think another one too is just like how dedicated he is with all of it because he self-produces all of their music. Um, and I didn't know that at first. And then whenever I figured it out, I was like, not only are they learning all this choreography, doing all these tours, he's writing the music, he's producing the music, like they do it all. And I was like, that takes some serious dedication and they're doing it for us. Any interview I've watched with any of the guys in it, they never fail to mention like, oh, the Stays would like this. Like we should do this for the Stays. And I think they each have their own very unique personalities that makes it feel comforting because they don't give off like the idol vibe. They don't give off the, we're famous, we're idols, we're better. They run around like actual children, 100%. And the way that they all care for each other to me is, I don't think I've ever seen anything like that. And it reminds me a lot of how our friend group is, how like emotional and like close everybody is. Like we know these things, we know what everybody needs, and we're willing to do it. And I see
Yep.
that with them.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think that's very powerful to have in a group. And I feel like in both of our groups you see that a lot.
Mhm.
Just like the bond. Like, and that's to say not to say other groups don't have that bond. Obviously they
Right.
do. But just that like to be able to like spot that and know that like like just the feeling of being like it's just I guess a surreal feeling of knowing that like someone you care about so much, like a group, can make you feel just like all warm just by the way they act with each other.
It's a very fulfilling feeling.
Yeah. Yeah. And so like I think both of our groups are very much they had to work to get where they are. And that's why I loved it. Like the Tees, for example, was out on the streets promoting their music before
Yeah.
they even got big. And they're very much, in my eyes, they're very much, they didn't come from a big company, but they made their company big.
Yep.
And like that, and like I think that's a big thing with the Tees is like to see where they are or like how they started. Like clips of Hong Jun being like, "Did anybody show up?" Like to now selling out stadiums of 30,000 people, and it's like it's such like a yes moment. They did it. That's my boys. That's who I support. And so to just be able to be a part of it is amazing.
Yeah, I think that's another like surreal moment too, is like for both groups because we do even though we have like our alt groups, we do support both groups as well. And right now, like our main topic are definitely going to be like a tease and stray kids because they are our alt groups, but we heavily support the both of them as well. But just knowing any time that they're talking about the the stays or a teeny, it's almost like the surreal feeling is like, hey, that's me. Like that's me. They're talking to me and they're including me and they care. They care about
Mm,
us. And I think that's another thing too is, here where we are, we have celebrities and everything else in between. And I have never seen any of them whatsoever act like they remotely care about who supports them and the growth of that support more than they do the
mm,
money in their pocket. And to these guys, and I really want to say this is for all K-pop idols just because like it's so different.
mhm.
That's where their focus is
Yeah.
who's showing up.
Yep. And just the way, like even in concerts and stuff, like they're constantly making sure the fans are doing good. And like Stray Kids had a concert where it was so freaking hot, they had to end the show early, obviously. And like I think two of the members were like behind stage, literally yakking because it was so hot, but they still kept performing as long as they physically
Yeah.
could. But
And
they were
then
also trying to take care of the fans who were having like heat strokes and stuff, and trying to pass out their own water
oh yeah.
to these people.
I seen that, and it was like the guys were on stage, and there was a clip like the security guards, like they were fussing at the security guards, like you're not doing your job. My fans are not okay, and I'm not going to be okay until they're okay. And so like they were handing out the water, they were doing what they could, and they're just as hot up there.
Yeah, having
And they,
dance and
I
all
mean,
that.
um, and it's one of those things where it's like how embarrassing for them to come here to the US and have to deal with anything like that
Mm,
because the one venue couldn't get it together
yeah.
and have been prepared the way that they should have been. I think wasn't it in DC?
I want to say so, but I can't 100% say yes. I don't know. I'm
I
not
have
sure.
a, I feel like it was the DC show, and I could be
Oh,
wrong.
fun fact, when I was seeing One Us, I was taught we were, doing our little heading out freebies and stuff and like talking to people online and whatnot. And this girl that was next to us, she was actually at that concert when all that was going down. And she was giving us like the like what happened and da 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 da. And she was like, it was a little she was
Yeah,
like, the venue was literally terrible because they were not prepared. They were not caring the way they should have been. This is a big, big group coming here, bringing you a lot of money and a lot of people, and you're just not caring.
yeah,
She was like,
they had
she
like
was just
fans
like,
passing out and stuff.
yeah, yeah. So it's just, it's stuff like that that they really, and I hate that they were like getting hate for like leaving 30 minutes early. 30 minutes early. I get it. I would be sad too. But at that, like their lives and your own were at stake with how hot it was. They
Hmm.
physically could not do it anymore.
Yeah, and
And so,
again, that's the difference. Like when you see like US celebrities compared to like these K-pop idols, where their
mhm,
focus is, because I can't tell you how many US celebrities have put on shows, fans have been in danger, something bad has happened. They're not stopping. They don't stop and check. They keep doing what they're doing because that's
mm,
their show. Don't interrupt their show.
yeah,
These K-pop idols come in and these bands come in though, and it is a game changer. And I think that's another thing is like, holy crap, I've never seen they don't give off the idea that they're better than other people because they have a love for music and they want you to love it as much as they do.
yeah,
And it's like they also have that realization that they get to love music and express it the way that they do now because of the supporters. And that's
yeah,
yeah. It's
yeah.
I don't know, it's such a nice thing to see.
Yeah. And, obviously we can't say we see it in all groups because I don't know all groups,
Right.
but at least in a lot of them you see it. Even One Us, when we were there at their concert, it was hot out that day. And a lot of people were standing outside for a minute to get inside the venue. And then even like being inside so many people, you're still hot. And like thankfully the venue like cranked it up. They got it cold up in there. And so, but I remember them coming out on stage and then being like, at one point they literally like, "You're hot," and we are like, "Oh, it's hot right now. Like, what's going on?" And then they just like their translator came on and was like, did the whole spiel of like, obviously we know it's really hot outside. It's hot in here. So if you need anything, here's like this, and this. Please let us know. We care about you. Yada yada yada. And we all were like, "Oh man, okay, I see where this is going." Like we were literally all so confused because me and Jenny looked at each other at one point. We were like, "Did they just call us hot? Like what do
You were
you?"
translated to pipe down. That's what happened.
Yeah, literally. So, but yeah, so it's just like you see it, a variety of places, a variety of groups. And yes, there are definitely some US celebrities and stuff who do care and they do look out for that kind of stuff
Right.
too. We're not saying it's like all of them, but I've been countless ones where they just don't care and they keep going. People have died at a
Yeah.
lot of these shows.
And I think that too that shows like a cultural difference. And I've done a
Yep.
lot of research recently like into like their culture and stuff like that. And they are they're very caring of not just like themselves because they do take like their own health, as a priority. I hear it all the time, no, you're supposed to take care of your body, take care of your body. And I love
Mm.
hearing that because I don't feel like it's something we hear enough around here.
No.
Um, but they're also very big on taking care of one another. And
Mhm.
respect is a very, very big thing for them too. And I feel
Mhm.
like,
Mhm.
around here, that's something that a lot of people have kind of just like thrown out the window. And no, I'm
Yeah.
not saying it's not everyone, it's not all like US celebrities and whatnot, but there is a very, very huge difference in
Oh, absolutely.
a lot of it.
A lot of people can be like, it's fan service, it's this. It's just in general, like
It's
whatever
very
it may be, it's working. And I have the utmost respect for them taking time to make sure we're okay, we're doing good, making sure their own members are doing good.
Yeah,
And
because
so,
that's a lot of extra work in itself to be able to manage all of that and do as much as they do.
so
That's a lot.
absolutely. So again, I just feel like the difference between I think that's why I got because like I've always like I've loved concerts and going to concerts and I love seeing people live. I love having, but I've never had like an artist where I'm like locked in. I want to see them every concert. I'm following them on social. Like there's people I listen to. I don't follow on Instagram and stuff, you know, because like I've never been that locked in. I've never
Hmm.
cared that much. But with them, I'm like I'm following them on everything. I'm getting stuff that I'm not even used to. I'm watching stuff on YouTube when I barely even watched YouTube to begin with, and like I'm just locking in. If they're on a show, I'm watching it. If they're gonna be featured on this YouTube channel, I'm watching it. Like I've never been that way before with anything. And so like now that I am, I mean, I literally have first of all, I've never been that person to like have a bunch of stuff on my wall of like, you know, artists and stuff. And I literally have a flag on my living room wall of a tease. And so I've never quite been like that. I've never gathered photo cards of people that I love, and then now they're just taking over my bookshelf. I've never bought light sticks for concerts and everything else between, but here we are.
I think that's
So,
another thing too that sticks out is they make it a very unique experience at
mm-hmm,
concerts. You know, the light sticks, that's we don't do that.
mm-hmm,
Like, what is
mm-hmm.
that? And then you're like, yeah, light sticks and da 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 da. And then you're telling me like the you go in and you scan the code and like how it all like syncs up. And I'm like, that is the coolest thing ever. Because then it's you're a part of it now, you know?
Yeah, yeah. And so it's just like such a universal thing. I say universal because we're all like it's getting so popular now, where it's like being able to witness it in person is like a whole other ball game because you're like, I'm literally in America, in this city, and we're all here with these K-pop idols, and they've come here for us, for our enjoyment, and they're working their butts off to make it a memorable night. And then you just have like the whole like of course like seeing the light sticks and stuff like that's awesome. Like it's a like literally your first K-pop concert, you're literally gonna be like, oh my God, it's so fun to see, it's so fun to participate in. But even before the concert starts, you have people outside in the line, you're talking to people making friends. I mean, the one us, we literally created a group chat with people I didn't even know. And we were like hyping each other up the whole time during the concert. Like, did you see this? Did you see this? And then you have people walking around like I do bracelets a lot. I hand out bracelets and photo cards for freebies. But like my purse was full of freebies when I left a tease and the One Us concert, full of freebies and stuff of just like photo cards and bracelets and little candies. And that's another funny thing. Like we were always taught never to eat candy from strangers, but like, hey, if it's K-pop people giving me it, I'm eating it. And
Yeah, you
so
just it's like a generic rule of trust K-pop people.
yeah, yeah. And so I don't know, but like it was just like it's just so much fun being able to experience that and like I've never quite like when you're going to see just normal artists and stuff, you don't really see that often versus when you're going to like a K-pop concert.
No,
And
because
so,
I have been to so many concerts, so
uh-huh,
many, whether it be like country artists or like rock artists or you know
hmm
whatever. Oops, I've been to so many, and not a single one of those hasn't been like a friendly like experience. Like we show up, don't talk to strangers, enjoy the
hmm
show, and we go home.
yeah.
Um,
Oh my gosh. And with like a tease, when you leave, they leave the light stick on for like so many hours after the show, and they're like, we leave it on to it's like your light to guide you home to make sure you get home okay.
I've seen that.
And when I learned that, bawled. I bawled because like there's nothing worse than like just sitting there, which you can like see so many people post videos about it. Of like they're filming it and then the light just turns off. And it's like, let me just go slam my head in the door real quick.
Because that's like your, oh, it's over. Like it's
It's
done
over.
done. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And so it's just no. I mean, also another thing, the way they give an encore. Like it's not just I'm coming here to perform a few songs and then
I've
I'm done and I'm
never
leaving.
never experienced an encore either at any concert I've been to.
I think I heard Hong Jun say, leave and be backstage in here. Today, 15 different times with new songs coming out, saying they were leaving and they were coming back. And I literally, it was one of those things too where I'm like, okay, at this rate, we are like done. They've done every song I think they can right now. Like we are done. And I'm thinking like, and so we were like, okay, maybe we just need to go ahead and like leave now and beat everyone, like beat the traffic. That's what I normally do at concerts. And so I'm like, okay, we're just gonna beat the crowd. And like we're like getting up and then we hear boom, lights, and ding. I'm like, oh my god, I'm June. I've got to go to bed. You're just like falling back into your seat. And so like it's just, but it's such a memorable experience. Like I would
Yeah.
stay until they came and kicked me out if I had to. So it's so much fun and nothing quite like it.
Ma'am,
I
do you
can't wait for the
understand
year.
why I've arrested you today? No, I don't think I've done anything wrong. How did you end up on the bus? How did you end up on the tour bus?
And you see, um, I may have crawled through the air ducts and then got underneath backstage, and then I
You
may
were
have.
you were close enough.
I literally was. I probably could have reached up, grabbed the air duct, and crawled my way through that arena if I wanted to.
Do you think we covered our biases fairly
I think we
well
did.
today?
I think we did. I think we did good. Covering our biases or our ults,
Our
really.
alt biases,
Cover
yeah.
ults. And of course, like we can sit here and talk about all the groups we listen to and everything else between. But one, we don't want to keep you here too long because we would be here for another week.
Yeah.
And two, we want to be able to save stuff for more videos in the future. Yeah,
Well, I think it's time for our own send off.
I think so. I think so. Hope you all enjoyed, and we are super excited for the next episode. We have a lot of fun stuff planned, and we are sorry today's is a little shorter. Miss Shelley's not feeling the best, unfortunately. So
got
send good
the
thoughts.
I got the bellyache.
Belly aches, but she's a trooper and she did this anyways. So
Absolutely.
soon we're gonna practice going live, streaming and gaming on TikTok. So make sure you're following us there. Make sure you follow us on Instagram, all the things. But as always, make sure to subscribe and buckle up because this fandom ride has no layovers.
Only come back.
Let's get it. Bye, guys. Have a good night.